Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Family and friends of baby James Chairez paying their respects at a memorial service. We hear from family members of what they say may have played a role in the child's death.
Making headlines once again is Cowboys Dance Hall. This time they were paid a visit from the San Antonio Police Department and the Fire Marshal's office. But exactly what went wrong? The details just ahead here on GMSA.
72 degrees out there this morning at 6 a.m. As I was walking in, I got a little bit of drizzle on my windshield. Sarah Spivey will let us know how much rain, if any, we'll get today.
All right, good morning. 6 o'clock this Sunday, May 23rd.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
I think Sarah Spivey is shaking her head. Yes. Yesterday, we saw a great story by you. We saw your dog on camera, Scooby, making a special appearance on GMSA Weekends.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. I was like, oh, I'm doing the story on a dog park. I'll bring Scooby. And he was like modeling for every shot. He knows exactly what's happening. He was really upset, Sarah, yesterday because we didn't get to go on our super long walk, just a short one in between the showers.
And I think short walks are what's going to be ideal for any pet owners out there today, mainly because we're going to have another day of scattered downpours. Now, looking outside right now with Doppler radar, you can see a few streamer showers. Let's go to the Hill Country in Bandera County, just to the west of Kerrville there, an isolated light rain shower. And then in Comal County and in southern Guadalupe County, good streamer showers working their way up to 281 up into Blanco County as well. And further on down south toward Elmendorf, you can see a few streamer showers there and near Lavernia, as well as the western section of Wilson and that Atascosa County line. So today is going to be a day where when you get a downpour, it'll be heavy, a lot like yesterday. And a lot like yesterday, we do not have the risk for severe weather today. But there could be a couple more flashes of lightning than there were yesterday once we get some daytime heating. It is muggy outside right now, 72 degrees. You feel that humidity at 73 in Hondo and in Rio Medina at 70 degrees, 72 in New Braunfels. Here's how your Sunday is going to shake out. A better chance for rain, scattered downpours, much like yesterday, around the midday hours into the early afternoon, but we'll still carry a 40% chance for scattered rain through 5 p.m. Even in the evening, only a 20% chance for isolated showers, southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll talk about rainfall totals so far and what you can expect in the week ahead coming up soon. Max.
Thank you, Sarah. An eventful night at Cowboys Dance Hall that ended with a heavy police presence. Officers doing their best to try to control a chaotic situation.
And police were called out to the country nightclub for reports of major overcrowding just after 11 last night. Our Alicia Barrera is live outside the dance hall with the latest. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, according to Cowboys Dance Hall's official Facebook page, the show was totally sold out, and authorities tell us that it was an issue of overselling tickets that, of course, led to overcrowding and very, very upset customers. Just take a look at just how crowded it was just in the parking lot overnight. According to the fire marshal, the first sign of overcrowding when they arrived to the scene was the parking situation. People were having to park as far as several blocks away as the property lot was completely full. Waiting in line near the main entrance were several hundred other people to see the Mexican band Grupo Firme. According to authorities at the scene, the club had already exceeded capacity by roughly 800 people. The manager was notified by the fire marshal that not a single person more could enter, or if they did, they'd be cited and shut down immediately. Authorities say it didn't take long for that news to spread down the line of those with a ticket in hand waiting to get in. And of course, that led to some chaos. Cowboy staff had to act immediately and ask hundreds of people indoors to leave in order to comply. And of course, as you can imagine, plenty of people upset because they had paid for their ticket. But of course, it was an issue of overselling. So the big question, was anyone arrested, and was Cowboys Dance Hall allowed to continue operating overnight? We'll have that answer in the next half hour. Max, Sarah?
Thank you, Alicia. Well, nearly a month after remains were found at a West Side mobile home park, the family of baby James Chairez was finally able to memorialize him during a ceremony Saturday morning. It took place at the Castle Ridge Mortuary. James was reported missing along with his mother, Delaney Chairez, back in February. Chairez was later arrested for tampering with evidence in connection to her son's disappearance. Her great aunt, Marisol Gomez, says she saw no signs of abuse or an unstable home. She believes mental health played a role in this tragedy and hopes other families invest in resources needed to help those dealing with a mental health crisis.
Give these moms a little bit more help. It's sad that it takes a tragedy to make things change, and it's a tragedy after a tragedy. We could stop it if we could all just come as one, and we could change it.
The family hopes to have James' remains cremated by July 16th, which would have been his second birthday. San Antonio police have not said if they will bring more charges against Chaidez.
Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci says the worst could soon be over, and there are plenty of signs that life is slowly returning back to normal after this pandemic shut down so much of our country.
Fully vaccinated Americans embracing their freedom, enjoying sporting events and other activities. ABC's Christine Sloan has the story.
The nation's daily average of coronavirus cases plunging nearly 90% since early January. But even as reported deaths are decreasing, an average of 500 people have died from COVID every day over the last week. Incentives still being offered to get people vaccinated. In Los Angeles, people who got their shot at a pop-up clinic at the Hollywood Pantages Theater got a chance to win free tickets to Hamilton.
COVID, of course, happened and then we couldn't see it. And so now that's also definitely a good thing.
Rhode Island, now the 8th state with more than 70% of adults having received at least one dose. President Biden wants the entire country to reach that milestone by July 4th.
I believe that's an attainable goal. You're going to see an even greater decline to the point where the cases on a daily basis are not of any concern.
Kyle Barnes regrets not getting the shot. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital and is now home with COVID complications.
If I could go back in time after everything that I've gone through, I would give a lot to have been able to get that vaccine.
With nearly 128 million Americans now fully vaccinated, life is showing signs of returning to normal. In Las Vegas, in New Orleans, and in New York, the Barclays Center, home to the Brooklyn Nets, opening to more than 10,000 fans for the team's first playoff game.
I feel fine. I'm fully vaccinated, so I feel very safe, and I'm excited to see the game.
Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
In your morning headlines, the Capitol Police Union says more than 70 officers have resigned or retired since the January 6th Capitol riots. The police union says low morale is a major factor in the officers' decisions to leave since the riots. Many have faced double shifts and 6-day work weeks. Law enforcement source says that there's been more turnover this year than normal. A class of 23 recruits are currently training. The union says 4 more classes are scheduled to finish up later this year.
President Joe Biden gives the Medal of Honor to a 94-year-old Korean War veteran. It happened on Friday as an Army Ranger, Ralph Puckett, led the defense against 6 Chinese assaults on a frozen hill in the Korean War more than 70 years ago. He got wounded in that battle. President Biden says the soldier's reaction to receiving the medal was, quote, "Why all the fuss? Can't they just mail it to me?" End quote.
Well, a volcano in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo started to erupt. The government says it appeared to show the lava was not flowing towards the big city in the area, Goma, or any other major population centers. But this morning, the government actually had to activate an evacuation plan for the area. Mount Nyiragongo, one of the world's most active volcanoes. The volcano's last major eruption back in 2002 ended with 250 people being killed. Time now is 6:09, 72 degrees out.
Well, a movie drama based on a real-life story about horse racing still ahead. We have the preview of Dream Horse.
All right, Sarah, do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Okay, that was... So a new mysterious video of a UFO in the sky confirmed as authentic by the military. We're going to explain next.
Now to our skies outside, 72 degrees. Sarah Spivey says we will most likely be experiencing some scattered showers throughout the morning. Throughout the day, we'll have our full forecast when we come back. Well, the company Virgin Galactica completed a 3rd successful test flight to space.
That's right. The spacecraft VSS Unity making it more than 55 miles into the upper atmosphere yesterday morning, just above New Mexico. Here's the thing. This move now leaping Virgin Galactic one step closer to its goal of launching a new enterprise paying customers into space within the next year.
More than 600 people have already paid up to $250,000 each for a seat.
You pay?
No, couldn't make it.
All right, speaking of space, the Department of Defense confirming that a newly leaked video that appears to show a UFO hovering above water is in fact real.
The U.S. Navy recorded that video. The department also confirmed previously leaked videos from 2019 and 2015 that are indeed legit and that are part of an ongoing examination.
All right, so in 2020, the Pentagon formed a task force to improve the understanding of this aerial phenomena. They expect to declassify the findings to Congress. Sarah Spivey, you have an intrigued face on.
It's interesting. I will say that, when I was doing some weather research back in the day, we would launch weather balloons, and at the end of the weather balloons is, instrumentation. We have to put on there that this is a weather instrument. It's not a UFO, essentially, because when it falls back to the ground, people find it. And so it'll be interesting to see how that develops. It's an unidentified flying object.
There you go.
It's not identified. So. All right, let's take a look at some identified objects, the rainfall on the radar. We'll go ahead and put a pause to it, but basically these streamer showers are generally moving north and to the west. So pause on it here and we'll zoom into some areas that are getting some decent rain. Light rain in western Bandera County and Kerr County, but we are seeing some heavier rain showers early this morning. Right along and east of 281, so the Garden Ridge area, just to the north of Garden Ridge, right on that Bear and Comal County line. Also seeing some right along 281 here between Bulverde and Spring Branch. Further on down to the south, we can go in closer to the Windcross area, some moderate rain showers briefly there, and coming into downtown, a moderate rain shower along Highway 90. On the south side of town, near La Soya, now these showers are just that. They're light rain showers, but as we get some of the daytime heating, a couple of these will be heavier rain, and we could also see a little bit more lightning than we did yesterday. But again, we're not concerned about severe weather. One thing I want to show you too is over the last 24 hours or so, there have been a few areas that have really seen some very healthy rainfall, especially on the northwest side and north side of Bexar County. We'll go ahead and sample some of these just to the west of Bulverde, up to about 2 inches of radar indicated rain near the Leon Springs Rim area, up to 1 inch of radar indicated rainfall there. And we've also seen up to about 1 inch of radar indicated rain near downtown San Antonio. So on top of this, the areas that do get rain today could get an additional 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall in spots with the heavier showers that develop. But when it's not raining, it's just going to be downright humid outside. And it's not raining at the airport right now. It's 72 degrees, humidity at 91%. Yeah, it's pretty much going to stay in the 90s and 80th percentile throughout the day. 73 in Carrizo Springs, 77 in Del Rio. Sorry, Del Rio, you just don't have a great chance for rain today. Here's our weather pattern. It's interesting. We are sandwiched between a low pressure system to our west, bringing in Pacific moisture, and a high pressure system to our east, bringing in Gulf moisture. So there's plenty of moisture for the atmosphere to work with. On top of that, we've got a little low over the Gulf of Mexico right now, and that's going to create a stream of showers, generally east of San Antonio, potentially a stream of a few rumbles of thunder as well. But here in San Antonio, we're still going to get scattered rain. It's just that this area east of San Antonio, from Austin to Gonzales down to Victoria, they have the chance for widespread rain throughout the day today. So keep that in mind. We're still going to get scattered downpours here in San Antonio throughout the day. Chance for rain in midday hours is right around 60%. But it's these areas that we'll be monitoring for the risk for flash flooding for an additional 1 to 2 to up to 4 inches of rain. That does include Lavaca County, Gonzales County, DeWitt County, and Victoria and Goliad as well. All the extra cloud cover, potential for rain, going to keep our highs down in the 70s locally around San Antonio. But again, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, you don't have a great chance for rain today, so highs will be near 90 degrees. 40% scattered in San Antonio at 10. upping that a little bit around lunch and into the early afternoon. And then by the later afternoon, we'll start to see rain taper off a little bit as we lose the daytime heating, but still isolated rain is possible this evening. Southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see the chance for scattered downpours tomorrow. Chances a little bit less in San Antonio as that low moves off to the north, but the chance is still there. Then rain will become more isolated on Tuesday. And in the week ahead, we'll see generally rain come to an end for most of us after Monday. So we've got another day here of these scattered heavy downpours. Again, the good news is no severe weather anticipated. It's just healthy rains that'll set us up for the summer months.
All right, Sarah Spivey, good day to stay inside, watch the playoffs.
Yes.
There you go. 6:18, 72 degrees out.
With summer just around the corner, a new survey shows what moms want to do and what they want to avoid for vacation. What that survey says about water parks still ahead in our next half hour.
Plus, actress Toni Collette dropping her Australian accent for a role as a small-town bartender who, get this, she works with her local town to buy a racehorse. We have a preview coming up. Good morning, welcome back, and happy weekend. A local community coming together to raise a racehorse. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah.
It's a plot of a new movie that you can check out in theaters.
CNN's Rick Damigella talked with the main actress Collette about Dream Horse.
I'm going to breed a racehorse.
Absolute madness.
Toni Collette stars in the horse racing dramedy Dream Horse, based on a true story.
There's ways of doing these things, isn't there? 20 people in the village put in a tenner a week for 2 years.
Collette feels the old Hollywood adage of never work with children or animals didn't apply here.
I just completely fell in love with this horse. He was a miracle on 4 legs. He listened, he was perceptive, he was always very present, and I suppose we're all energy, and he just picked up on it. But it wasn't just in my mind. The entire crew at the end of takes would just be like, oh my God, you and that horse are just like completely meeting in the middle. It was quite profound.
Dream Alliance giving all he's got.
The biggest hurdle for Collette was pulling off a Welsh accent.
The only intimidating thing was the idea of getting the accent right. At the beginning, I was absolutely petrified. I thought I was going to screw it up and let everyone down.
We lost our jobs, our community, even our pride. And then Dream came along and reminded us what life is like when you're old.
Path is based on a true story, so there is a sense of responsibility of getting it right. But it is all joy, all light, all inspiration. It's the most uplifting story, and making it was an absolute pleasure.
Seemed like anything was possible.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Want to buy a racehorse?
They're a little expensive.
I think we can win. 6:23, 72 degrees out.
Well, a shelter dog becomes a chief tasting officer for the Bush Dog Brew. Details on how he landed his job next. Well, Bush Dog Brew is feeling positive about its new chief tasting officer.
It's Paw with a P-A-W. All right. So we now know who was selected as Bush's top dog. His name is Ethan. So remember, just 4 months ago, the Kentucky Humane Society nursed Ethan back to recover after being abandoned. Now he's thought to be the perfect CTO, Chief Tasting Officer, for Bush Dog Brew, which is the first ever beer for dogs.
Oh my gosh, he is precious. Well, in his new role as Taste Master, Ethan will help lead the expansion of the Dog Brew's flavor portfolio. He also gets all the benefits, stock options, health insurance, and a salary of 20,000 bones a year. That is one.
Are we talking about like dollars or actual bones?
I think actual bones.
That's a lot of bones.
I mean, he's a big dog.
That's fair. All right, 6:27, 72 degrees out.
Well, the CDC says there is salmonella outbreak that might be linked to your chickens. Next on GMSA, the steps you can follow to prevent from getting sick.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 6:31 this Sunday, May 23rd. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Yesterday, I gotta say, didn't leave the apartment. NBA playoffs started. So just sat on the couch. Plus, it was like rainy out there.
I know. It was like super rainy. I just stayed on the couch all day. I got a small walk-in with the dogs during, break between the showers and stuff. But Sarah, you said that it will hopefully will have some kind of some breaks, maybe.
No, keep going. Let's see where you can go with this one.
could tell you were struggling there.
I'm struggling this morning.
But we are going to have some breaks, Sarah. The rain is going to come and go today. So that's some good news. And May has been good to us. You know, we've seen almost 3¼ inch of rainfall. Yesterday, we added on 400ths of an inch of rain there to the rain gauge at the airport. We're above average by almost 1/10 of an inch for the month. May is typically very good to us when it comes to rainfall. But in May, we can also deal with flash flooding issues. You look back 6 years ago, May, Memorial Day weekend of 2015, of course, all those floods up in Wimberley, Texas, that were devastating for that area. We thankfully haven't had too many issues with flash flooding this year. And speaking of this year, we've seen a little bit more than a foot of rain so far, which is more than ½ an inch above what is average so far. So again, rain has been good to us, and by the end of the day here, we could potentially, in a lot of backyards, add maybe another up to 1/4 inch of rainfall. Maybe for some that really get a good healthy downpour, potentially up to ½ an inch of rain in some places. On the radar, though, just streamer showers off to the west. Areas in Kinney County, Uvalde County actually getting some streamer showers this morning, and near Lakey too, and in western Bandera County. Then we're also seeing a good shower complex of moderate showers along 281 from 410 all the way up to Blanco County. And speaking of closer to downtown San Antonio, a light rain shower just moved through downtown, and these are pushing off to the Leon Valley, SeaWorld area, and off to northwestern Bexar County. We do have some showers near DeWitt County and Gonzales County as well. Those areas are going to be at risk for flash flooding later on today, because those are the areas that are going to see the heavier and more consistent rain throughout the day, whereas here in San Antonio, it'll be scattered in nature. Woo, it's humid out there. 72 degrees outside right now with pretty much 90% humidity. And looking ahead to the day, we are going to have a better chance for more scattered rain through the midday hours. I'll walk you through that forecast coming up in a bit. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Making headlines this morning, Cowboys dance hall. A situation overnight ending with the Fire Marshal's office and San Antonio police arriving to Cowboys dance hall.
Well, hundreds of people had to be turned away, leading to a chaotic situation that required a heavy police presence overnight. Our Alicia Barrera is live outside the dance hall.
So, Alicia, were there any arrests?
No arrests, but you can imagine, well, no confirmed arrests, and you can imagine just how upset people were in line with a ticket in hand when they were told you're not getting in, no chance, and then hundreds more inside who were given the boot mid-concert, but the show went on. Just take a look at how it looked like overnight. According to the fire marshal's office, people were having to park as far as several blocks away because the property lot was full, but waiting in line for hours were hundreds more people. They had purchased tickets to see the Mexican band Grupo Firme, but they had no chance of getting in after police showed up, and authorities tell us that's because the club had already exceeded capacity by roughly 800 people. The manager was notified by the fire marshal that not a single person more could enter, or they'd be cited and shut down immediately. Cowboy staff, of course, had to act quickly, and they ushered hundreds of people out the door in order to not shut down the concert. Hundreds, of course, again, upset, and police did have to step in to defuse the tense situation. But as of this hour, we don't have any official reports of injuries. Customers, of course, venting their frustrations on social media and demanding a refund. It's unclear if Cowboys Dance Hall was cited or if any of the organizers involved in this overcrowding or overselling of the event will face any consequences. But again, we're still waiting to hear from police to see exactly how many people were arrested and if they'll be charged. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. New this morning, 3 people dead, 5 others injured after a shooting in Ohio early this morning. Limited information right now, but here is what we know so far. It happened just after 2 a.m. at a bar in Youngstown, Ohio. Police say the victims taken to a local hospital. Their conditions unknown. Right now, officers still investigating, trying to figure out what exactly happened, how many suspects are involved, and who is responsible. We're going to keep you updated online and on air.
Now the latest here at home, the family of a 6-year-old girl who was shot and killed during a car club gathering held her final viewing yesterday afternoon. People wore matching pink and purple T-shirts, which the family says were Soraya's favorite colors. On Mother's Day, San Antonio police say she was shot and killed as the car she was riding in was trying to get away from multiple people attacking the vehicle. Now the family is making sure Soraya is never forgotten.
We want everybody to know that she will never be forgotten. You know, we are in the process of starting a foundation in her name, and as well a bill under her name as well. We know it's a process, but we're going to start this in her honor, so the next child don't have to go through what my baby girl went through.
San Antonio police later arrested 23-year-old Andrew Ray Elizondo and charged him with capital murder. He remains in the Bexar County Jail this morning.
Well, House Bill 9 is a Texas bill raising criminal penalties requiring jail time for people who knowingly obstruct emergency vehicles from passing through a roadway or who block a hospital entrance. Now, after passing the Texas Senate 25-5, House Bill 9 is headed to Governor Greg Abbott's desk to be signed into law. Lawmakers say the bill is in response to last year's nationwide protests against police brutality. Massive protests erupted in major cities across the country, including cities here in the Lone Star State, where demonstrators were arrested for allegedly damaging property, or in this case, blocking roadways. And back here at home, the San Antonio technology community is growing fast, and that means more opportunities for education and more opportunities for jobs. So what has sparked this growth, and what does the future of the tech sector look like in the Alamo City? Well, this morning on Leading SA at 8 a.m., Dax Moreno, a local leader in the tech growth sector in San Antonio, is going to be joining us live. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can submit them right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com.
Well, Fiesta 2021 is set to kick off in about a month. The San Antonio tradition is even more highly anticipated this year because, of course, it didn't happen in 2020. So Fiesta 2020 was postponed because of COVID-19 and then eventually canceled. It was only the third time that that's happened in the 130-year history of the event this year. This year, Fiesta is scheduled for June 17th through the 27th. Fiesta Commission President Baltazar Serna says it's been a long road for all parties involved.
And it's been a beast. I mean, and it's a lot of praying and a lot of hoping things go the right way. And we know the stories of these nonprofits that are suffering, who haven't been able to have Fiesta for close to 2 years now. And they need this desperately.
Fiesta 2021 still comes with some changes, but a lot of the traditions that we've all come to know and love will still be going strong. The history behind those traditions is the topic of this week's episode of KSAT Explains. It's available to stream on demand at ksat.com/explains.
And time now is just about 6:40, 72 degrees now.
Well, we continue to highlight exceptional students across the Alamo City in our Great Graduate Series. Still ahead on GMSA, we learn of a story of Ana Paula Saravia, who's thriving for success. Hear her story when we come back.
And here's a weird question we got to ask people because the CDC is telling us not to do this. Do you snuggle or kiss chickens? Well, you shouldn't do that because of a new salmonella outbreak linked to backyard chickens. We're going to explain next. There you go.
That was a lot to take in there.
Don't snuggle and don't kiss your chickens.
Don't kiss your chickens. 72 degrees. You know, I can't tell if we're having showers out there or not, but Sarah Spivey will take a look at the radar for us when we come back. Well, as much as you may want to snuggle up close to your backyard chickens, the CDC says that's actually not a good idea.
Yeah, don't do that. The CDC just released a warning saying that some salmonella outbreaks could be linked to having close contact with chickens. So don't kiss and don't snuggle your chickens. We have to keep saying that because there are people who are doing it. There are currently 163 cases of salmonella in 43 states, including here in Texas. And here's the scary part. 34 people have been hospitalized because of it.
Yeah, salmonella is very serious. The CDC says there are some steps you can take to help prevent the outbreak, like keeping your chickens and their supplies outside. Don't let children younger than 5 touch any backyard poultry, and be careful when handling eggs.
All right. Well, it is summer. Well, just about summer, just around the corner. A new survey says that while 93% of moms think it's safe to take a vacation, only 37% of moms are comfortable with flying.
The survey conducted for Jellystone Park shows that after being cooped up for a year, kids rate swimming and water parks as the #1 source of summer fun.
There you go. Also, more moms are open to camping than staying in hotels. Other top-rated summer 2021 activities include eating out and going back to the movies. I will say, my mom's still not comfortable flying.
You know, it's taken a while to get my dad to go into restaurants, but he finally is. You know, it's a slow start. It's nice to finally get back to normal.
Absolutely. And speaking of summer, Sarah Spivey, 72 now, humid?
Yeah, humid, and we're going to have scattered downpours throughout the day. So not the best day to enjoy some time outdoors, but you still will be able to enjoy some time outdoors because the rain is going to come and go. You know, it's not going to be constantly raining. And even outside right now, there's no rain being reported at the airport, but you can see it is fairly cloudy, 72 degrees, humidity at a balmy 91%. And when it is not raining, it is going to be humid today. That's going to be the big story. All right, outside temperatures 69 in Kerrville, 72 in Hondo, 72 in New Braunfels, 74 in Gonzales, 74 in Cotulla, and 73 in Carrizo Springs. Showing you the radar right now so that we can talk about some of these streamer showers that are around the area. You can see that there is light to moderate rain that's just pushing northwest through San Antonio. So we'll go ahead and put a pause on this and zoom into some neighborhoods here. Look outside, see if it's raining. We might feature you here right now. Just inside Loop 410, just south of Castle Hills, and just to the north of the airport along 281 there between Loops 410 and 1604. Then on down to the south side of town, right near Columbia Heights, a good quick shower as well. And then off to the east, in Guadalupe County, just to the south of New Berlin and Jake's Colony, as well as just to the north of Sutherland Springs, we've got a few showers in Karnes County, right on the Karnes and Guadalupe line. A good, healthy rainfall moving up toward the Nixon and Smiley area. Also seeing some light rain showers south of Kennedy. These are just streamer showers right now, but as we get some daytime heating with the sun rising, those will become a little bit more scattered in nature, more numerous, and we could even see a couple of flashes of lightning. Now, we are not anticipating severe weather today, and we did see a couple of flashes of lightning yesterday, but the lightning was few and far between, and it will be today as well. Here's our weather setup. It's really interesting. We're sandwiched between a low-pressure system to our west that's bringing in Pacific moisture, and then a high-pressure system to our east that's bringing in Gulf moisture. Now, closer to the Gulf of Mexico, we've also got this low. This is going to be slowly moving to the north, and this is what's going to increase our rain chances during the midday hours as well as the daytime heating. It's also going to create a stream of more consistent showers to our east, and you can see that in the high-res futurecast here. From the midday hours into the early afternoon, that's our best chance for scattered rain around San Antonio. Chance then is about 60%. But look at that stream from Victoria all the way up to Austin. That's where the showers will become more numerous, a few rumbles of thunder there as well. And these are the areas that we'll be monitoring for flash flooding risk. As we lose the daytime heating here in San Antonio, rain is going to become more isolated in nature. Again, a flash flood watch for these counties in green until tomorrow at 10 p.m. That includes Hallettsville, Cuero, Gonzales area, Goliad, and Victoria, where potentially up to 4 inches of rain in spots is possible through tomorrow evening. Temperatures where the rain happens will be cooler in nature, like around San Antonio will only be in the upper 70s. Meanwhile, closer to 90 degrees, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, where rain is less likely. 40% scattered at 10, then 60% scattered at noon. Into the early afternoon, 40% scattered by dinner time and only isolated in the evening hours in San Antonio. Southeast winds at 10 to 15. All right, there's that low. That's going to keep scattered rain in our forecast tomorrow and then becoming more isolated by Tuesday. And then after Tuesday, we'll see our rain chances pretty much come to an end for the week ahead. So another quarter to half an inch of rain is entirely possible today and tomorrow in spots around San Antonio. Key thing here, no severe weather, and rain will come and go. There will be times where it will not be raining.
All right, no severe weather is good for us.
Yeah, lazy Sunday.
There you go. Thank you, Sarah. 6:49, 72 degrees out.
Well, moving out from your country of origin and leaving your family behind can never be easy. Next on GMSA, we introduce you to a student who did just that and how she is now going to one of the top research universities in the country.
Good morning. Welcome back and happy Sunday. Moving out of your country of origin where you were born, leaving your family behind, that can never be easy.
In today's College Great Graduate Series, we are highlighting a student who did just that, Ana Paula Saravia, whose determination is now taking her to one of the top research universities in the country.
I feel it was a very difficult transition for me, and I was very nervous because I was young and I was here in a new country. The culture was very different than what I was used to. I was also very scared about the English because that's my second language.
Ana Paula Saravia is graduating this May from St. Mary's University. She left her family in Peru to pursue a career in economics, a career she says will help her do something about the inequality and poverty issues she saw in her country growing up.
I think I want to have like an impactful role. I always plan to go back to Peru if possible, and I think that studying a lot here in the U.S. is like a great opportunity for me to learn a lot of new things and be able to go back and give back.
Ana Paula was recruited by St. Mary's in 2016 as part of a program designed to recruit outstanding students from Peru. But her grades weren't the only thing that made her stand out to the university.
She is a very unassuming leader, and you would think of her first a little bit shy or something, but once you really start to talk to her, you realize the depth of everything that she's known.
During her last year, she did research about retirement savings and credit associations in Peru. With help from her professor, she wrote a piece that will be published by Oxford University Press. As for what's next, she'll be moving again, this time even further away from Peru.
I was accepted at Johns Hopkins University for their PhD program in economics, so that's what I'm going to be doing the next 5 years.
She will be heading to Maryland with a full scholarship. Her mentors say she will go on to do even bigger things.
She'll probably end up being either, I don't know, president of Peru or a minister, someone high up in the government helping shape policy. They'll be very helpful.
I'm very happy with everything I've done. I wouldn't say that I regret anything, and I'm happy like things happen the way they did.
Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News. And to learn more about Ana Paula and all the students featured in our Great Graduate Series, just head over to our website, KSAT.com, and click on the Great Grads tab in our menu.
All right, time now is 6:55, 72 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
Hey, good morning. Coming up on GMA this week, New York is opening up vaccination sites at airports. And meanwhile, sports fans gathered for the largest event in New York City since the start of the pandemic. We've got the latest on the race to vaccinate. Plus, a mother speaks out after her 6-year-old son was fatally shot in a possible road rage incident, bringing attention to the rise in gun deaths across the country. And finally, one of YouTube's first viral videos is leaving the video sharing platform and is now for sale. Why this is the latest internet sensation to be sold as an NFT. It's all coming up on GMA. We'll see you soon.
We have scattered showers in the area right now, but as we get the daytime heating from the sun rising, we can expect them to become a little bit more numerous, mainly during the midday and early afternoon hours. 40% at 10, 60% at noon, 40% again at 5 p.m. and temperatures will stay in the 70s all day because of the extra cloud cover. We'll have a 40% chance for scattered showers and a few storms tomorrow as well, and then it will become more isolated on Tuesday and Wednesday. The key thing we're communicating about today's rain, it will come and go. It will not be raining all day long. And when it does rain, it could be heavy at times, but we're not worried about severe weather. So that's the good news. We may not even see that many lightning strikes today, guys, which, again, good news. We need the rain.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sarah.
And when it's not raining, it's humid.
Yeah, which is downside.
Well, coming up at our 8 o'clock show, our Alicia Barrera is going to be live with San Antonio Pets Alive. They are at full capacity, and now they need money to be able to transport some of their pets to other shelters. So she'll talk about how they're going to be raising money later at 8.
And we are doing Leading SA. Dax Moreno, leader of the tech community, talk about what the future of the Alamo City looks like. So we're going to take an hour-long break. See you back here at 8 a.m.
And we'll be dealing with scattered rain throughout the day today. pretty much like yesterday. The rain will come and go. It's 71 degrees outside right now, and you can see on the radar that we are seeing some streamer showers in the area near San Antonio. That's really on the northwest side of town and up near Bulverde. 40% chance for scattered rain at 10 and 60% at noon. The good news is we are not concerned about severe weather today. This should just be some healthy rain in spots. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey. Today is going to be another day where we'll have scattered downpours, and that's how we're starting the day. Some areas of light rain out there. It is damp in spots, so if you have early Sunday morning plans, just be aware of that. Heavier, moderate rain shower just to the east of Stockdale, going to be pushing up to the north and to the west, probably impacting Guadalupe County and also near the Schertz area as well. Now, over the next couple of hours, we're really just going to see very light rain in nature. But by about the midday hours, we'll see scattered heavier showers. There's going to be a stream of showers that likely sets up from Austin down to Victoria. And those are the areas that will really worry about the potential for flooding. However, here in San Antonio, rain is going to come and go. We're not concerned about severe weather, so that's some good news. 40% at 10, 60% at noon, 40% at 5 p.m. And then we'll see rain become more isolated after sunset. Cloud cover keeping temperatures in the 70s today. Watch to our east there, but here in San Antonio, no significant risk for flooding. Our best chance for rain, we'll have chance for rain throughout the day, but our best chance is going to be in the midday hours through the early afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA at 8 a.m., a lot of police and the fire marshal called out to a local nightclub after the capacity exceeded by nearly 800 people. We have details on what authorities say led up to this situation.
Plus, the San Antonio tech community continues to quickly grow. Dax Moreno, a local technology growth leader, will be joining us live to talk about the future of the Alamo City in today's Leading SA segment.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 72 degrees to start your Sunday morning. We could be seeing rain and humidity not only today, but for the foreseeable couple days. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. Good morning, 8 o'clock this Sunday, May 23rd. Thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday, perfect day. I just stayed inside, watched the basketball.
You know what? Some people don't like the rain, but I was talking with Sarah. I like this rain. Yeah, I like the rainy weather. I like to, it gives me an excuse to actually stay still, rest, lay on the couch. And Sarah, it's another kind of lazy Sunday.
It will be. The rain will come and go. There are going to be times where it will not be raining. I know some folks with kids really love when there's sunshine so that the kids can go out and play, or, you know, walking your dog can be a little bit difficult when you have to dodge some showers. And we are seeing some showers out there right now. Streamer showers generally moving northwest. Let's go into parts of northwestern Bexar County. And you can see Leon Valley right along Bandera there, up toward 1604, right at Braun Road and 1604. We've got a quick heavy rain shower. In fact, that one moved through the station and the rain was pretty loud at times. We're not seeing any severe weather, and we do not anticipate severe weather today. In fact, what we'll just see are these showers continuing, downpours continuing to move in and out of San Antonio throughout the day. Outside right now, there are some peaks of sunshine, but there'll be temporary as clouds are building in. 72 degrees out there. We've already seen a 1/10 of an inch of rain. You can see the peaks of sunshine here, but those clouds are building back in, and it'll be a fairly cloudy day. 40% chance for scattered downpours at 10, 60% at noon. The best chance for rain today, it's going to be a chance for rain all day today, but the best chance is going to be from 11 a.m. till about 2, 3 p.m. Right around 4 p.m., scattered rain, 78 degrees for the high temperature. The good news is we do have an end to the rain in sight, so I'll be back with a look ahead in just a few minutes. Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, an eventful night and quite the scene at Cowboys Dance Hall after reports of extreme overcrowding, and it ended with a heavy police presence. Take a look. Authorities tell us around 11 last night, hundreds of people waiting in line with a ticket to see a band, but they were not allowed in because Cowboys Dance Hall exceeded capacity by more than 800 people. The manager was notified by the fire marshal that not a single person could enter. And they were actually cited. They had to shut down immediately. Staff sent people out the door. They were allowed to continue with the show. Still unclear if the club was cited and if any of the organizers could be facing any charges. Also unclear if people who were kicked out will be given refunds. Nearly a month after remains were found at a west side mobile home park, the family of baby James Chairez finally able to hold a memorial service for him. So this was a scene yesterday morning at the Castle Ridge mortuary. James reported missing along with his mother, Delaney Chairez, back in February by his great aunt. The mother later found and arrested for tampering with evidence in connection to her son's disappearance. Gomez, the great aunt, says she saw no signs of abuse, no signs of an unstable home. The great aunt believes mental health played a role in this tragedy.
Give these moms a little bit more help. It's sad that it takes a tragedy to make things change, you know, and it's a tragedy after a tragedy. We could stop it if we could all just come as one, and we could change it.
The family hopes to have James' remains cremated by July 16th, which would have been his second birthday. San Antonio police have not said if they will bring more charges against Chairez. Meanwhile, friends and family gathered for the final viewing of 6-year-old Soraya Pettis after Soraya was gunned down during a car club gathering on Mother's Day. Yesterday, mourners wore matching pink and purple T-shirts, which the family says were the child's favorite colors. San Antonio police say she was shot and killed as the car she was riding in was trying to get away from multiple people attacking the vehicle. Now the family is making sure Soraya is never forgotten.
We want everybody to know that she will never be forgotten. You know, we are in the process of starting a foundation in her name, and as well a bill under her name as well. We know it's a process, but we're going to start this in her honor, so the next child don't have to go through what my baby girl went through.
San Antonio police later arrested 23-year-old Andrew Ray Elizondo and charged him with capital murder. He remains in Bexar County Jail this morning.
At a leading essay, the technology community and tech sector across the Alamo City growing seemingly exponentially over the last 5 years. And this expansion, this progress, doesn't look like it's going down anytime soon.
So joining us today in today's Leading Essay segment is Dax Moreno, a Verity SA, and it's a local leader in technology in San Antonio. Good morning, Dax.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Max.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've seen dramatic changes at Port SA, a new sort of tech corridor on East Houston, downtown, and of course, Rackspace. So what has the evolution of the tech sector looked like over the last 5 years here?
Max, that's a great question. The last 5 years have been really wonderful for the San Antonio tech community because we've really found ourselves. We've formed a community, we've developed a real ecosystem, and a lot of organizations and businesses have started to recognize the power of the talent that we have here in San Antonio. A lot of tech talent that comes up from our higher education system and boot camps, certification courses. But then even more importantly, in the last 5 years, we've seen a really wonderful influx of new talent that's coming to San Antonio and finding their way here to build their life, build their career, and find opportunities.
So Dax, what should viewers know about the current status of technology, businesses, and education here in San Antonio?
The best thing is that they're hiring, you know, especially right now, post-pandemic. There are all kinds of businesses looking for help. And to work in a tech company is not necessarily always developing and being a coder, but it's also about people helping with sales and marketing and customer experience and accounting and all of those other types of roles. And the tech sector needs that talent. And on top of that, there's also some really wonderful development programs that are going on where if you are not in the tech career or maybe don't have those business skills, you can get involved with folks that are doing workforce development programs here in San Antonio to learn those skills, get those certifications, and start activating your career in tech literally tomorrow.
And I love that you mentioned the education and the talent because Sarah and I both have done stories on the education here in San Antonio and aimed towards that cyber aspect. I hosted a panel talking about how education is so important for the future of San Antonio. So what does the growth of it look like, the growth of education and the growth of technology look like, and what should our community be excited about?
Our community needs to be excited about the opportunity. The pandemic created its own unique set of challenges, but I think also opportunities. This is an opportunity for San Antonio to really lean in and reshape its economic future. And that starts with our citizens and people here in San Antonio really acknowledging and embracing the fact that there are plenty of resources out there for you to learn technology, jobs where you can go and build a kind of life and career for yourself that I think 20 years ago would have been very limited in terms of opportunity, pay scale, and just kind of ceiling. You know, I just feel like there is so much room for growth here, you know, and it's obvious to state, you know, not everything is perfect here. There's a lot of stuff that we could do. We'd love to grow faster, but we can't do that without people. So these programs and those opportunities, I think, are really key and also help us attract all the other talent from some of the other cities and states that are around us that see San Antonio as a place that they want to call home.
Well, Dax Moreno, thank you so much for joining us this morning. To our viewers, if you want to see Dax's full interview, we'll be online at KSAT.com later this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Time now is 8:09, 72 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA, a family and community are breathing sighs of relief after their loved one is found 5 days later. Why the experienced hiker says he got lost.
Plus, helping save a life here in the Alamo City, why one woman says donating bone marrow is so important and how you can sign up to do just that.
San Antonio Pets Alive tells us local shelters are experiencing a critical situation. Just ahead on GMSA, how they're stepping up to help and how you can also do your part.
Take a look outside with live cam. 72 degrees. Man, really cloudy out there. Earlier, we heard some showers at our station. Sarah Spivey will let us know about our full Sunday forecast when we come back. So raise your paws if you want to help save homeless pets. Thank you, Sarah Spivey, for raising your paws with me.
Raised my paws.
Well, according to San Antonio Pets Alive, the local shelter is at full capacity and funds are desperately needed in order to make room to transport dogs up north.
That's right. So Alicia Barrera joins us live from San Antonio Pets Alive in the city's far west side with more about how the community, how anyone watching can help out. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, it's definitely a critical situation when these shelters around San Antonio are at capacity. Again, that's according to San Antonio Pets Alive. So what that means is that there's no intake, and that puts hundreds of other animals, dogs, at risk. So San Antonio Pets Alive is stepping up. They're raising their paws and they want to help, and they're doing it through a silent auction. So online, the best part is that this auction is virtual. There are hundreds of items you can bid on, with bids as low as $40 for a pet travel bag or $55 for a Kendra Scott necklace. Those are just some few examples, but you can also bid on big ticket items like a spa day at Lucy's Doggy Daycare and Spa, of course, for your dog, a trip to Cabo, a behind the scenes tour at Chimp Haven, and much more. So how do you help? Well, on your screen, know that money raised will help with transportation of dogs up north, but also benefit their programs and services for San Antonio Pets Alive. The auction ends tomorrow, Monday, May 24th at 11:59 p.m. More than 900 items are available for bidding. For more information or to start bidding, you can go to sanantoniopetsalive.org. And San Antonio Pets Alive tells us that this year, of course, has been hard. It's been very busy, so they really need the community support now more than ever in order, again, to transport the animals that they do have up north. That way they can make more space in their kennels and be able to take in more pets. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. And you have two rescue dogs.
I do. I have Sister and Scooby, and, you know, just rescuing dogs, it's a cause that's near and dear to my heart. But Sarah, Sister and Scooby were very upset. Their walk that's usually 4 miles went down to like half a mile yesterday.
Because of yesterday's rain, right?
Yeah, we had a small window.
Now, this morning, it is damp in places, but we're going to continue to see scattered downpours today as well. Rain will come and go. It won't be raining all the time, but when it does, you could see some heavy rain at times. We are not concerned about severe weather, so that's some good news. Generally, these showers are moving northwest. These streamer showers are moving northwest. We'll go ahead and highlight a couple of areas. Let's start with areas in Wilson County, shall we? Near Floresville, some good rain right now across those areas in Floresville. And also right on the Guadalupe and Wilson County lines. So near Lavernia, we're getting a good shower. Near Jake's Colony, we're getting a good shower as well. And on the eastern edge of Guadalupe County, just to the east of Seguin, Seguin along 90 there, a shower as well. Closer to Bexar County now, and there are a couple of streamer showers occurring on the northwest side near Helotes and on the southwest side near Atascosa and also near Castroville, seeing some streamer showers. It's been some healthy rain. I mean, yesterday we saw a good amount of rain in spots. It was streaky in nature. There were some areas that, of course, received more rain than others, but particularly the northwest side of Bexar County saw a good amount of rainfall. Just to the east of Fair Oaks Ranch, more than 2 inches of rain. Near Leon Springs, about an inch of potential rainfall there. And near the downtown area, we also saw about an inch of rainfall as well. So these areas have received some good rain. And there's another opportunity to see some rain today, potentially up to 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall. Now, while it's cloudy over San Antonio, there are some areas of sun to the east here. You can see in eastern Bexar County, it's fairly sunny, but notice how clouds are building in behind that sunshine. So it's going to be a fairly cloudy day today, even though we're getting a bit of sunshine right now. We can expect to see those clouds around pretty much all day. It's in the 70s and it's very muggy outside. Humidity is at 90% right now, and when it's not raining, it is going to be very humid out there. Our weather pattern shows why we have a healthy chance for rain today and tomorrow. We're sandwiched between two pressure systems, a low pressure system and a high pressure system, bringing in Pacific moisture from the west and Gulf moisture from the south and from the east. On top of that, there's a disturbance out in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and that's going to allow for pretty much a stream of showers from Austin to Victoria. That's going to be more consistent, and we're going to be on the outer edge of that in San Antonio. So we'll have scattered showers, potentially even a rumble of thunder, but again, not concerned about severe weather. The best time frame to see the higher chances for rain in San Antonio, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, notice that stream of showers and potentially storms from Austin to Victoria. It's those areas that are under a flash flood watch for the potential for up to 4 inches of rain. And again, here in San Antonio, we'll really only see maybe an additional up to 1/2 inch of rainfall. Toasty out to the west where rain chances are lower, but here in San Antonio, we'll be looking at a high temperature only in the 70s. Again, 40% chance at 10, 60% chance at noon, 40% chance in the afternoon. And then looking ahead, we have another chance for scattered showers and downpours tomorrow before we start to see the rain taper off by the middle of the week. And it'll be fairly quiet to end the week, but it will be very warm. High temperatures back up to near 90 degrees by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
All right. A few rainy days, just got to get through them.
I like that sandwich reference. Oh, yeah. That was cool.
All right, 8:19, 73 degrees out. There we go. We are officially in the NBA playoffs. Still ahead. Highlights from parts of the first round. Don't worry, first round continues today. Early game, Sixers whiz.
Plus swarms of field mice. They're invading towns in Australian state of New South Wales. Why farmers say the vermin just can't resist their crops.
All right, here we go. Time to talk lottery. Fun fact, someone in San Antonio won $1 million from a scratch-off.
Not me.
Never stop playing. Pick 3, 0, 0, 1, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 3, 6, 1, 0, Fireball 9.
Cash 5, 7, 13, 16, 20, 33. Texas Lotto 4, 12, 25, 30, 31, 33. Here are those Powerball numbers: 3, 19, 27, 37, 40, Powerball 8, Power Play 2.
Well, good morning and welcome back. As most of the United States gets ready for summer, one town in California just can't seem to shake winter.
And one family gets the good news they've been waiting for after a lucky discovery. CNN's Steve Naines has these stories and more in today's Take a Look at This.
A late spring Sierra storm brought a winter wonderland to those in Truckee, California this week.
I'm used to the snow, but I'm not used to the snow when it should be almost summer.
And while some were caught off guard,
we don't have big jackets or anything.
Others leaned into the last bit of winter. Hundreds of miles south in a different part of California, a family and community are breathing sighs of relief today. Missing since Saturday, 58-year-old hiker George Null has been found alive.
We didn't know. For days, not knowing is so hard.
Null's sister says the experienced hiker got lost in an area of Angeles National Forest, where authorities say a lot of trails were burned out from the Bobcat fire last year. There's having a rodent problem, then there's this. Swarms of field mice are invading towns in the Australian state of New South Wales. Farms there are overflowing with crops after the end of a long drought, and these vermin just can't resist.
We had a really good year last year, a lot of grain, we all put a lot of hay in sheds, and we created these massive mouse hotels.
And want to know a fun fact? According to Australia's National Science Agency, a single pair of mice can have 500 babies in one breeding season. No thank you. For Take a Look at This, I'm Steve Nannis.
They look like crickets. They're so small and so many.
So if you see a mouse in your house or your apartment, you get a 500.
500 babies.
All right, 8:25, 73 degrees out.
Well, still ahead in our next half hour, the chance to receive a KSAT Fiesta medal while helping to fight against the coronavirus. When and where you can get your vaccine today.
Plus, a rise in gun violence across the country. After the break, we are taking a look at the latest numbers and try to figure out why exactly this is all happening. Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
And I'm Sarah Costa. It's May 23rd, and we're waking up to another rainy day. And I mean, I know. So if you're watching from home, you know, you're bundled on your
lazy
cozy
Sunday.
You're cozy on the couch.
Yeah.
Sarah, they're going to be able to stay cozy on the couch watching the rain.
Well, if they want to, they can. We are going to see scattered rain throughout the day today. It'll come and go. So even right now, there are some areas that are seeing a little bit of sunshine, mainly on the east side of Bexar County. But generally, May has been good to us rain-wise. We've seen more than 3¼ inch of rainfall, which is a little bit more than we usually see this month so far. But since the start of the year, we've seen more than a foot of rain, which is more than ½ inch above what we normally see. And we do have some scattered activity out there right now, some scattered showers, and that's the key word today. Once again, like yesterday, we had showers in the area. There were very few lightning strikes with any of the rain that moved in. And today we're not going to be concerned about severe weather either. Again, a few streamer showers out to the west near Hondo, Bandera, and near the Helotes area, and near Floresville, and the Lavernia area, we've got some showers. Those are going to be pushing into San Antonio as well. Those are the areas out to the east where there's a little bit of sun, but these clouds are going to be building on each other, and it's going to be a fairly cloudy day. 40% chance for scattered rain like what we're seeing right now at 10 a.m. And then around the midday hours, we'll see that tick up a bit. There could be a few flashes of lightning today, but again, we're not concerned about severe weather. High temperatures should be limited in the 70s because of the extra rain and cloud cover. Southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, coming up in the forecast, I'll talk to you about when we can finally start to see the rain come to an end and when we'll have some dry days ahead. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, we begin this half hour with the rise in gun violence across the U.S. Just this year alone, there have been more than 7,000 gun deaths.
That's right. ABC's Janae Norman shares these startling numbers that have risen significantly during this pandemic.
I'm out in Times Square. This was the scene of a shooting just a few weekends ago. An example of a really troubling trend, a stunning surge of gun violence around the country. Look at this, the total number of deaths by gun violence, not including suicide. You can see the moderate rise from 2018 to 2019, but in 2020, nearly 4,000 more Americans died by gun violence, roughly a 25% increase in a single year. And already this year, that number topping 7,500. Obviously, that number is changing constantly. For example, Friday night, 10 people were shot in downtown Minneapolis. And with that alarming increase of gun violence, the impact on innocent children has been devastating. 6-year-old Anaya Allen was riding in her mom's car in Minneapolis when they were caught in an exchange of gunfire. She was one of 3 children recently shot there. This past week, 3 children were shot in as many days in the Washington, D.C. metro area. And in Chicago, 108 children have been the victims of shootings this year alone. 16 of them have died. And in the shooting here in Times Square earlier this month, a 4-year-old girl was one of 3 people hit by a stray bullet. They all fortunately survived. But when we hear those staggering figures, you have to remember they are not just numbers. Each one of those are victims, and for those who die, they leave behind family members, like the mother you just heard Zoreen spoke to, grieving family members. So the number of Americans impacted by gun violence is exponential.
That was ABC's Janae Norman. Also in your morning headlines, 21 people running a mountain marathon in northwestern China have died. State media reports the deaths were caused by hail, freezing rain, and gale winds hit the high altitude race after an all-night rescue operation and freezing temperatures involving more than 700 personnel. Rescuers were able to confirm that 151 people were safe out of the total of 172 race participants. According to the Chinese news agency, the runners suffered from physical discomfort and the sudden drop in temperature.
And the first named Atlantic storm of the season, posing no threat to land, is expected to dissipate in just a few days. The National Hurricane Center in Miami says subtropical storm Ana is drifting northeast over the Atlantic Ocean after bringing rain to Bermuda. Forecasters last night saying that Ana was located about 270 miles northeast of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds 45 miles per hour. The system expected to speed up as it moves northeast and then dissipate by Monday. A tropical storm watch for Bermuda was in effect earlier Saturday, but has been discontinued. The Atlantic hurricane season officially begins June 1st, ends November 30th.
Well, just a reminder, early voting for the runoff elections here in San Antonio starts tomorrow, and there are several taking place. Voters will head back to the polls to decide races in districts 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9. So Election Day is on Saturday, June 5th, and right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know about the candidates in these runoff races, the races, and the polling sites. Just click on the menu tab on our homepage and look for the Vote 2021 section.
Well, has the pandemic impacted your mental health? Our KSAT community partners want to help address your concerns and answer any questions you have about mental health. This Wednesday, May 26th, 7 p.m., KSAT is holding a virtual town hall, speaking with a panel of experts about mental health. During the town hall, we will explore the impacts of mental health and wellness this year and beyond. The town hall will be live streamed on our website. If you have any questions, or if you want to just check out more information, just head over to ksatcommunity.com.
Well, each year, 14,000 patients are in need of a bone marrow or stem cell transplant, a life-changing treatment for people with leukemia. That's according to the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, which tells us the more people who join the registry, the higher a chance someone's life can be saved. Lives like Reggie Campbell, a fitness trainer, a photographer, and more importantly, a husband and father. His wife, Zenaida Campbell, says their lives changed the moment Reggie was diagnosed with leukemia back in April of 2017. Both Reggie and his wife actively helped in bone marrow drives. Now, Zenaida honors her husband by continuing his work after he passed away in May of last year.
I always want to honor him, and I always want to keep on pushing for like blood donations and people to join the bone marrow registry, because that's what he wanted. He really cared about other people. It wasn't about him.
If you would like to save lives like Reggie's, a blood and bone marrow drive will be happening tomorrow, May 25th at Lifetime Fitness that's at the Rim and on the northwest side. It's from 2 to 7 p.m. and you can schedule an appointment by visiting the southtexasblood.org or call 210-731-5590. All that information, of course, on your screen right there. Donors will also have the opportunity to join the Be the Match registry by completing a cheek swab kit at the drive.
All right, we are coming up on Fiesta 2021. If you haven't gotten your vaccine, you can get one today or tomorrow with the help of Metro Health. We bring up the fact of Fiesta because, wait for it, there we go, it's Fiesta themed. You can get a KSAT medal. So today's event, Antioch Sports Complex, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you show up, you may receive one of the KSAT Fiesta medals. There's a lot of them. They're on a first come, first served basis. There's only 500, so the first 500 people vaccinated at each event. There's going to be a KSAT 12 medal, an SA Live medal, Adam Caskey's Thermometer Thursday medal, that's a personal favorite, Texas Eats medal, and the Weather Authority medal. Shouts to Weather Authority. You can find the location and the time information for both events right now. Just head to KSAT.com.
I don't think I have any of those medals.
Oh, you got to get them all.
I know. All right, well, San Antonio Pets Alive tells us shelters across the area are at full capacity, making it a risky situation for homeless pets with nowhere to go. They say funds are needed in order to transport some of these dogs up north to make room for more.
That's right. Elisa Burr joining us live outside San Antonio Pets Alive's far west side location with more on the initiative that they launched this weekend. Help raise funds needed. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, I really wish I had some cute little puppies that would melt your heart, or just some dogs in general, but they're closed right now. It's pretty early still, but what I do have is really good information. San Antonio Pets Alive has launched a silent auction to raise funds, and the best part is that it's all virtual, so you can stay home, get on your computer, or better yet, use your phone. There are hundreds of items that you can bid on, including food, drinks, experiences, entertainment, maybe a trip to Cabo, health and beauty, and even items for your home. Some bids, like a tool set, start at $25. I saw other bids for a Kendra Scott necklace. That bid starts at $55. Or what about a spa day for your pup with a starting bid of $110? All money raised will benefit the programs and services offered at San Antonio Pets Alive, including the transportation of animals. We know that they need to take them up north. That way they can find their forever families. The auction ends Monday, May 24th at 11:59 p.m. So you have more than 24 hours to get this done. There are more than 900 items available for bidding. Your first step is to visit their website at sanantoniopetsalive.org. There you can find so much more information. So raise your paws if you want to help save more lives, and that way make more room for homeless animals in our area that, again, just want to find their forever home and be given a second chance. Max, Sarah, back to you.
All right, Alicia Barrett, thank you so much. 840, 73 degrees out.
Well, still ahead, a car used in the Fast and the Furious franchise is up for grabs.
Whoa.
Details on when you can place your bid for the car that was driven by the late Paul Walker.
I think that was from the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, plus Ariana Grande paying tribute to those 22 people who were killed at her concert 4 years ago. We're going to have a look at that heartfelt message that she posted on social media.
73 degrees at 8:40 this morning. Those clouds looming over downtown San Antonio. When will they go away, or will they go away? Sarah Spivey will have those answers when we come back.
Ceasefire, the president's foreign leadership put to the test. Will it hold? Today, Biden's Secretary of State, plus the one-year anniversary of George Floyd's death, a nation still reckoning, and the Powerhouse Roundtable on ABC's This Week with George.
Welcome back. Ariana Grande took to Instagram yesterday to pay tribute to the 22 people killed attending her concert in Manchester, England 4 years ago. The 27-year-old pop star posted a heartfelt message, writing that the anniversary will never be an easy one. A suicide bomber set off an explosion shortly after Grande's concert at Manchester Arena. Grande would later stage a benefit concert for victims of the blast and their families, and has a bumblebee tattoo behind her left ear. The bumblebee is Manchester's emblem. Well, the Toyota Supra, driven by the late Paul Walker in the very first movie of Fast and the Furious franchise, is going on the auction block. The Barrett-Jackson auction house says it was used in multiple shots in the first movie as well as the sequel, Fast 2 Furious. The Supra is actually a factory-built model, but it's been heavily modified with a turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine. The auction is set for Barrett-Jackson's big auto auction in Las Vegas on June 17th through the 19th. Walker was killed in a car accident in 2013 at the age of 40. And a new single from K-pop group BTS now holds a YouTube record. Butter got about 3.9 million concurrent views during its debut on Thursday. That beats last summer's Dynamite, which was also a BTS song. Within an hour of the release, Butter had more than 21 million views. Sarah Spivey, I know you're a BTS fan.
What? No, I'm I can't even think of one BTS song.
I was really trying to sing Dynamite in my head, and I was like, I don't remember how it goes.
I feel so bad because I know what's popular with
Very
the youth.
Well, no, but you recognized BTS members faster than we have in the.
I have.
There's a backstory here. Someone sent in a birthday picture of one of the members.
And Sarah was the one that was like, actually, that's a BTS
That's
member.
just because I'm on the Twitters.
The Twitters. You're a youth.
All right, well, hopefully I can be a little bit more knowledgeable about our weather than BTS, right? So we are seeing some streamer showers moving in from the south, moving northwest generally across Bexar County here. And the first part of the day is going to be fairly quiet with just these streamer showers. But by about the lunch hour, we're going to start to see things tick up a bit. It's still a bit damp out there. These streamer showers moving in from Wilson County, moving along pretty much 181 there into Bexar County, close to Calaveras Lake. And on the south side of Bexar County, we're also seeing a few showers as well. But it's these areas off to the east, Cuero, DeWitt County, Hallettsville, Gonzales, that we're going to have to watch out for the potential for flash flooding today. And by the way, here in San Antonio, it is not going to rain all day long. The rain is going to be come and go, kind of like it is right now, with a bit of a pickup again during those midday hours. And once again, we are not really concerned about severe weather. There could be a few more lightning strikes than what we had yesterday, but severe weather is not a concern today. Outside right now, it's 72 degrees. Humidity is at 93%. So when it is not raining, it is just going to be downright humid. We're also seeing a few peaks of sunshine early this morning, but clouds are building in on themselves, and we can expect a fairly cloudy day here, especially as those showers start to fill in from the southwest. Our weather pattern is really interesting. We have an upper level trough of low pressure to our west. That's bringing in Pacific moisture, and then a high pressure system to our east. That's bringing in the Gulf moisture. And on top of that, there's a disturbance in the Gulf, and this is going to create a stream of showers pretty much from the Austin area all the way down to Victoria. And we're going to be on the west side of that, but still we'll have a decent chance for scattered showers and potentially a rumble of thunder or two. Let me take you through the futurecast and you can see what I mean. A stream of showers possible mainly to the east of 281 from Austin down to Victoria. And then by the later afternoon hours, we're going to see our rain chances pretty much go away with the sunset, right? But those counties off to our east, and that includes KSAT counties of Gonzales County, Lavaca County, DeWitt County, even down to Goliad and Victoria, potentially up to 4 inches of additional rain on top of what they had yesterday and the few days before that. And so that could lead to some flash flooding. That flash flood watch in effect until 10 p.m. Monday. Bexar County is not included in that flash flood watch. Now, with all the extra cloud cover and rain chances, we'll be in the upper 70s, but warmer out to the west near Del Rio. 40% chance for scattered showers at 10. Right around noon, 60%, right? And that's when we could have a few rumbles of thunder as well. 40% around 5 and then 20% isolated in the evening hours. That low pressure system is going to move to the north, and tomorrow we'll have another chance for some scattered downpours as well. And then by Tuesday, though, those will all become more isolated, and we'll see widespread rain generally come to an end by Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the remainder of the work week will just be warm and humid, high temperatures near 90 degrees. We'll continue to keep you updated. Keep that KSAT Weather Authority app handy because, again, the rain today is going to be come and go.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. You know what it's a great day to do? Sit inside and watch the playoffs. The NBA playoffs started. Heat, Bucks started yesterday. We got the 6 seed, 3 seed, fourth quarter. Heat down 2. Just moments after Giannis Antetokounmpo missed a free throw. 3-point lead, almost. Miami's Jimmy Butler, more like Jimmy Buckets, driving around Giannis, landing at the buzzer, tying 99 all, forcing OT. Bucks would get the dub right here. Chris Middleton. Remember the name, a jumper with 0.5 of a second. Milwaukee winning game 1, 109-107 in OT. Remember, the Heat knocked them out last year. All right, heading to, well, here we go. 2 teams really not that big of fans of, but you might know this guy. Kawhi Leonard bodied, boom, third quarter, steal destroying Maxi Kleber at the other end, monster slam. Kawhi leading the Clippers with 26 points, but the Mavs and Luka Doncic were just better, just flat out better, shooting the NBA's best 3-point team. 17 threes to 11. Luka leading all. 31. So Kawhi might have had the highlight of the night, but he did not get the win. That is because the Dallas Mavericks winning 113-103. So there you go. Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, leading the charge.
Some names.
I know. All right, 8:51, 73 degrees out.
Well, have you found yourself having any weird dreams over the course of the pandemic? Yeah, weird dreams are always the weirdest to wake up to. Well, tomorrow on GMSA, we look into how the coronavirus could be behind some of these bizarre visions.
In the news you need to know before you go, police and the fire marshal. Well, this should be video of Cowboys Dance Hall. It was a scene last night. There we go. The club exceeded capacity, maximum capacity, by more than 800 people. The manager notified that not a single person more could enter or they'd be cited and shut down immediately. Still unclear if the club ended up getting cited or if any of the organizers could face charges. And if ticket holders who were kicked out, we're going to see if they're refunded.
You guys ready for this? The pollen count just came in. Yeah, mold is very high because of recent rains, and we've got more rain on the way. Streamer showers out there right now, but we'll see an increase in coverage around the midday hours, 60% chance around the midday hours for scattered downpours. We're not concerned about severe weather, but there could be a couple of flashes of lightning out there. Scattered rain tomorrow, and then a quieter weather pattern from the middle of the week into the end of the work week.
It's like a soupy Sunday.
Yeah, when it's not raining, it's going to be humid.
Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Have a good Sunday.
Jakes.